Okay, so we've big news. Solfar is no longer our boat. I'm aboard her at the minute, but we're just tidying up for the new owners. We just sold her last week. So we have big news upcoming. If you watch to the end of the video, we'll elaborate a bit more on that. But yeah, this video is the last video of us sailing Solfar. It's over to Port Patrick again, but we take a bit of a detour, stopping off at Bangor Marina, doing a little bit of work before heading back to Port Patrick, a little town that we love very much in Scotland. And yeah, it's bittersweet. You know, we're sad to see her go. We've had so many great adventures on her, and we cut our teeth sailing on Solfar, so we've learnt a lot. But time for something different. We'll elaborate more at the end of this episode, so stay tuned. So we've just slipped our lines and we're heading out of Bangor Marina. The wind's a bit up and down, but hopefully when we get out onto the Irish Sea it's going to be a bit better. It's a wee bit overcast, but the sun's trying to break through, so we're hopeful we're going to get a nice sail. We're about 3/4 of the way across the North Channel. We can just under the haze we can see a bit of Port Patrick starting to poke out. So we're not too far. You can see the lighthouse just outside, just north of Port Patrick, sticking out through the haze as well. So yeah, we're nearly there. It's been a pleasant sail. We've been going with the full main and all our head sail out. The wind's kind of sitting around 5 to 6 knots on a beam reach, so it's been okay. We had the motor sail a bit out of Bangor because it was so sheltered in there and there was very little wind at all. But it's picked up and it's just really pleasant cruising. So once we get a bit closer, we'll film our approach to Port Patrick, but there's not much to see at the minute.
one there.
What one do you want? Probably the first one then to give us time to turn when we're coming off.
Yeah, that blue, where the blue sign is.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to hold on to the ladder.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to do? Tie the lines up?
Yeah, I'll tie the lines on then.
You're going back all, yes?
Yeah. I just need the tide's coming in, so there's a wee bit of a push. We'll just idle and let it take us around.
Should I hold it in the middle of the boat?
Yeah. Problem. So bouncing us out those balls. Cute. And the pillars in. Ooh, saved by the big bouncy ball. Got it?
Yeah.
You hold on and I'm coming to help you. Yeah. The nose goes out. Who knows, we'll get secured and then we'll go from there. We're here. Cheers.
Cheers.
So here we are in sunny Port Patrick, and we have the harbour to ourselves more or less. No other visiting sailboats, just a couple of local fishermen boats, and we've tied onto these cables. So once we get the boat more secure, we'll get plugged in the shore power, head up and do a bit of exploring and get some lunch, I think. Lunch?
Sounds good. Fix my hair. What are you aiming for?
Just want to take her out a bit, then head south.
Follow the sun.
Huh?
Follow the sun.
Follow the sun. We've just slipped the lines at Port Patrick and leaving the harbour now, destined for Port of Ferry.
but we'll maybe spend the night because it's going to be a long sail, probably 8 hours, 9 hours. We're going to have three hours of tide against us, and then hopefully it'll turn. Well, of course it'll turn, and be in our favour the rest of the journey. So maybe we'll pick up a bit of speed and it'll not be as long, but we'll just plan for the worst and hope for the best.
Captain, ready?
Ready?
Absolutely bleak today. Port Patrick now just in the distance. We've got one reef in the mainsail and a slightly reefed head sail. The forecast, depending on which forecast you looked at, was between 10 and 15 knots. Other ones were 15 gusting to 20, so we've just erred on the side of caution for safety. And yeah, at the minute we're kind of cruising along. We've got 12 knots. On a close reach, and we're doing 4.5 knots. Callie's doing an awesome job at helming. Final leg of this journey. We're in Bangor now. We're going to head round to our cruising club back round in Strangford Loch. At the minute, sunshine over this way, a few big clouds on the horizon, and then dark skies over there, but we should have favourable winds and the tide will be changing in our favour in the next 45 minutes to an hour. So we're just about to slip the lines and then we'll start making way. Ready?
Ready.
Just left Bangor Marina and passing Ballyholme Bay, and we're going out, just heading out east, and there'll be a northern cardinal marker, and that's our next waypoint, and from there we'll turn south then down the Irish Sea. So not to Africa, not quite. Down the Irish Sea towards Strangford Loch. We're on a beam reach now. Once we turn south, we'll probably be on a broad reach, starboard tack. So, and the tide will be with us, the wind will be with us, so hopefully it will be a nice, pleasant, quick sail down the loch, or down the Irish Sea. We're about to lose our ensign by the looks of it. Better get up and fix that.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't Kelly. It was me. We do have one reef in the main, just until we kind of suss out what the wind's like, because as always the weather forecast gives varying conditions which sit around the point where you would be putting a reef in normally anyway. So I found with our Vega, anything over 15 knots of wind, she likes to have one reef in. She'll keep her speed up, but there'll be less weather helm. So the wind's kind of forecast around the 12 to 16 knots. On some forecasts it's up at 16 to 20, so it's easier to shake a reef out than try and put one in heavier weather. So let me get that ensign sorted. So we can't tell what the wind speed is. Oh, we're in business. 12 knots on a beam reach. With one reef in the mainsail, we're doing 6.3 knots. Full head sail out, and just excellent sailing. Lovely, lovely sailing.
Smithy to the rescue.
Smithy's smithing away. All the sails are away. We're motoring this last stretch down the Irish Sea before we turn up into Strangford. The wind is just nothing like it was predicted to be. It was all over the place and then really light, so we've done a bit of motor sailing and then we've just packed the sails away because they were flapping about a bit. So hopefully in the next 30 minutes we'll be turning up into Strangford and the tide will be with us. We'll get shot along there nice and fast up into Strangford Lock and make our way north back to the club. It's been a lovely day, just needed more wind. What's your thoughts on the weather?
It looks like I'm cold, but I'm actually not cold. I'm just afraid of getting sunburned.
Kelly doesn't care, she burns.
I can feel my cheeks being tight.
So she's covered up as if she's in the Arctic, but it's just to protect her from the sun. We don't know where this wind was when we were coming down the loch, but we've now 17 knots straight on the nose as was turned up Strangford Loch. So it's a bit of a horrible slog into it here. We've got wind against tide and it's just nasty. We're not making very good progress and it's getting late. We're cold, we're hungry. We thought would have been home by now, but this is sailing, isn't it? So that's it. That's so far all ready to go to her new owners. And yeah, like I said, it's Bittersweet. She's been a great boat for us, and we've really enjoyed all the adventures we've had on her. And it's really sad to see her go, but we are on to something bigger and bigger adventures to come with it. We'll definitely miss Solfar. So, as I'd mentioned earlier in the video, we have some big news, and that is that we have a new boat. And this is the boat. It's a Beneteau Oceanus 430. So she's very big. She's 43 foot and she's called Aquarius. Now, we have been looking for something bigger than Solfar, which was a 27 foot Alban Vega, but weren't expecting to buy anything as big as 43 foot. But this boat was so cheap that we couldn't pass it up. It's very much a project, which is part of the reason why she was cheap enough for us to afford. But we'll go into more detail about buying Aquarius and give you a full tour of her in the next video. So to follow along on our journey of fixing up this project and getting Aquarius launched, then make sure to click the subscribe button. If you'd like to support us on this journey, then please check out some of the links that we'll put in the description box down below. It would really help us out and we would really appreciate it. But until the next video, thanks for watching guys, and we'll see you then.